Kevin, you're a wreck. You should have gone to the hotel.
I didn't come to Rio to sit in the hotel room and watch the ceiling fan. Besides, with this freaking carnival going on, how am I supposed to get any sleep? Man, it's hot down here.
Kevin, it's only in the 70s.
Yeah, but it's one of them damp heats.
Okay, I tell you what, why don't you just sit here, all right? Sit down and let me do the interview because I don't want you scaring the bacon.
No, I'm fine, actually. But come on, Cassie, admit it. It's freaking hot down here.
Uh-huh.
We gotta find this guy, Farino. He's the one who, whatchamajigger.
Yeah, he's the one who wrote the letter to Archie. Kevin, just sit down, okay?
He'll let you do the interview. But you owe me one.
Uh-huh. You're delirious. You know that? You really are delirious. You're just... Senor Farino?
See?
Me el nome es Cassie Carpenter.
Please, English is fine.
Thank you.
How may I help you?
Thank you. You are Mr. Farino?
See, you said your name is Cassie Carpenter.
Yes, I'm a reporter with The Banner, which is an American newspaper.
And you're in Rio for Carnival.
No, actually, I came here to talk to you about a client of Banco de Rio, a man named Carlo Hesser.
Thanks to you. Stop, I mean it. I'm leaving. I'm late.
I said that before.
Yeah, and I meant it until you did that.
Did what? I just stretched.
Yeah, but you have to do it so invitingly.
Sorry.
Somehow I don't believe that.
I had the greatest Valentine's Day.
What about Valentine's night and the morning after?
That too.
Oh, man. No. See, I have to be at the courthouse. I think I got time. Yeah.
Mrs. Oliva, how long have you lived in Angel Square?
17 years.
A long-time resident?
Yeah.
I see. So during this time, you must have known the Vegas along with other families in the square?
Yes, I knew who they were, but we only said hello.
Mm-hmm. Sidebar, Your Honor.
Counsel for the defense, please approach.
Your Honor, I ask that this juror be excused for cause.
Excuse me, Your Honor, there's no cause, except that the juror is Latina, and the prosecution would therefore like to exclude her from being on the jury. And of course, the prosecution has used up all their peremptories.
Your Honor, Mrs. Oliva is too familiar with the details of this case.
She testified she knows only what was on the news, same as everyone else. Mrs. Oliva, have you come to any conclusions as to who may have murdered Carlo Hesser?
No, sir.
Well, would you have any reservations about convicting a Latino from your own neighborhood if the evidence showed him to be guilty?
Oh, no, I would not.
Thank you. No cause here, counsel. Mrs. Oliva, you will be impaneled as juror number 12. You may join the others.
Well, there's one that went our way.
All right, the court will recess for lunch. We will reconvene here in 3/4 of an hour, at which time we will hear opening statements.
Excuse me, Your Honor, what, today?
You have a problem with that, Mrs. Buchanan?
Your Honor, I assumed that we'd recess till morning.
And you assumed that because?
Defense agreed to move the trial date up.
This court is aware of defense counsel's penchant for lodging objections to everything and anything just as a matter of course. Isn't it a little early to start those tactics?
Your Honor, I was not...
Just because voir dire was thankfully quick is no cause for us to take the afternoon off. I'm not going to keep those jurors any longer than I have to ensure the fairness of this trial.
I was not talking about unnecessary detention.
That is my ruling. You may step back. All right, we will resume in 45 minutes. Thank you all for your patience. Court stands in recess.
Laura, why is the judge moving so fast?
Oh, Carla, the sooner we get to trial, the sooner Antonio will get his acquittal. Sure, I'll go to lunch and relax.
Antonio, come on. Your brother and I are going to buy you lunch.
Wait. I didn't say anything about buying anybody lunch.
Bo, I'm gonna meet you outside, okay?
Okay.
Mama, could I...
Just a minute, sweetheart. I'm not worried about my opening statement. I mean, that's not the concern. What we need is a solid proof that Antonio was set up.
Yeah, like a plausible suspect.
Or somebody who can tell me where Carlos stashed his millions.
I've never heard the name. Carlos Hesser?
Carlo Hesser. Mr. Freno, maybe you could check your records for me. I think this will help. It's his account number.
Yes, certainly you understand that account information at Banco de Rio Assi, any bank, is strictly confidential.
Mr. Freno, perhaps you don't recognize the name, but Carlo Hesser is an American criminal. A notorious American criminal.
Really? Like your Al Capone or Juan Gotti?
Yes, unfortunately. However, Mr. Hesser was murdered in the fall of this past year.
Yes. Yes, so often these things happen and we think that solves the problem. One less gangster in our midst. Of course, we forget. Then most likely another gangster has killed the first gangster, and all we've done is exchange one bad man for another.
Right. However, back to Mr. Hesser and the account he has with you.
But the information I cannot give you because, you know...
Mr. Ferrigno, the trial of the man accused of his murder begins today.
They found the killer, did
Well,
they?
no, not necessarily. However, they have accused someone of the murder. Now, I don't suppose you would want me to tell the world that Banco de Rio is harboring any of Mr. Hesser's blood-stained money, thereby compromising justice. Or is that what I should print?
Okay, that's it. I'm late. I need my watch. Where'd I leave it this time? Okay, good. Great. Okay, just keep the distance. Keep a safe distance. And no problems, okay? Got it? You know what? I'm not even gonna kiss you goodbye. I'm not, because I can't take the chance. Well, how can I not kiss you goodbye? Okay, there.
Come on, Leo.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. I really gotta go to court. Okay, no, All right. Yes. Don't try to follow me.
Right if you get work.
So, you're back for more, are you?
I do hope you like flowers.
No, I don't mean to be coming in here waving an American flag and demanding that you throw out the standards by which your bank does business. However, please understand, this is a major murder case. And I know that Mr. Hesser has an account with your bank. Now, probably under a different name, but that is definitely the account number.
I apologize again. I wish I could help. But there are rules we must follow. Unless our national government intervenes. I am not permitted to discuss the details of any client's account, no matter who they are or what they may have done.
Mr. Ferrigno, do you know an R.J. Gannon?
Account information.
Mr.
is
Gannon doesn't
strictly
have an account with Banco de
right?
Rio. However, he is trying to get access to Mr. Hesper's account, probably with a forged power of attorney. Now, that would concern Banco de Rio, wouldn't it?
Certainly. We would not want to become party to
I
a
also
situation.
have it on good authority that someone in this bank has been in contact with Mr. Gannon. Someone using your name, Mr. Ferrigno.
Excuse me, Miss Carpenter.
I just turned up the heat.
Yeah, well, someone sure did, but why the heck would they use the heat in this kind of weather? Oh, you mean the bank manager. You turned up the heat on the bank manager.
Kevin, you know something? I think we should call you a cab.
No.
And make you go back to the
No,
hotel.
this is the reason I came down to Rio in the first place. I'm not going back to the hotel.
Kevin, I'm not going to argue with you. All right? My God. But you're bad when we got off the airplane, but you were looking worse by the minute.
I'm fine.
No, you're not. Your eyes aren't even focusing.
I see you just fine.
Uh-huh.
You look beautiful,
Thanks,
honey.
Kevin.
Now, come on, tell me. You said you turned up the heat on... Stop! You turned up the heat on Farino, or what did the poor slob tell you? What did you do?
I told him that we knew he was in contact with R.J.
Yeah.
And that is when he bolted. So I think I got to him.
Yeah. Maybe. What if R.J. got to him first?
I can't stay long. I have to get to Antonio Vega's trial.
Well, thanks for stopping by to let me know.
Well, I finished going through my list and through Z and didn't come up with anything about Carlo's money. What about you?
Alex, I haven't had time to start looking.
Really? I have time while I'm running for office, and you don't have time to look for millions of dollars.
You know, I find your presumptions about how I spend my time a little disturbing. Yes!
Hi, Uncle R.J. It's a bad time.
Yes, as a matter of fact, it is.
No, it couldn't be better.
I guess I'll be on my way.
Well, Rachel, this is a nice surprise. Is everything all right?
I was thinking. You ought to get in touch with a lawyer about what you know.
What I know?
About Carlo Hesser and Antonio Vega's trial.
Well, what do I know that would require a lawyer?
Well, you could start with Brazil. You could start with Carlo's account there and what you know about his escape plans.
Well, I still don't see where I need a lawyer.
Look, Uncle R.J., I know, as well as you know, that concealing knowledge of a crime is a crime in and of itself.
I have no knowledge of a crime, and I'm not concealing anything.
Don't play me off, Uncle R.J. I had a long talk with my dad.
Oh, whoa, well, that's great. Great. So is this heartfelt advice from you or my big brother?
He thinks that Carlo hid his money somewhere outside the country and that Antonio is going to try to get access to it. And that's one of the reasons why he allegedly killed Carlo.
Well, there's nothing alleged about it.
Look, I know you have legitimate reasons to go after that money. But it could be evidence to help my mom.
Oh, wait, Rachel. Wait, come here. Have a seat. Now, it's not my inclination, obligation, or my job to help Nora. I am a witness for the prosecution. Now, that begs the question, which side are you on?
I'm not on any side. It's bad enough being caught between my parents. But sitting here on what I know to protect you is just making things worse.
Well, I don't need protection.
Look, I heard you talking to that banker in Rio. I think you should talk to a lawyer And I think you should do it now.
You know, the trouble with being raised by two lawyers is you end up thinking you need one for everything. Now, I have told your daddy everything I need to tell him.
Did you tell him about that bank in Rio?
Look, my trying to get access to those funds is strictly on the up and up, as were all my dealings with Carlo. You don't believe me? So what, now you think I'm a killer?
No, I don't think you're a killer.
Well, good. Listen, have you had lunch yet? Because I am starving. Why don't I have the chef go whip us up something?
Club Indigo. It's for you. A Mr. Farino from Banco do Rio. Said it's urgent.
They're Maclara orchids. Very rare. Had them flown in from my estate in Kent. My mother used to grow them in the hothouse. Only a few left, actually. Thought I would bring them round by way of an apology.
What for? For having an estate with a hothouse that grows beautiful flowers?
No. For my emotional outburst at supper the other evening. I'm afraid I'm not normally the sort of chap who wears his heart on his sleeve.
Oh, that emotional outburst.
Yes. Not very good at this grieving business. Shows I'm lucky, really. I haven't had very much opportunity to practice, but I didn't really know how to go about it, exactly.
You just do it. You just grieve.
Yes. But I'm having difficulty with all the circumstances and, all the, unanswered questions.
You know, Ian, I have told you everything I know.
Oh, no, I know. And I'm very, very grateful, really. It's just that I find it all so troublesome. For example, this locket. I mean, I know it's only a small matter, but I cannot fathom for the life of me why she wasn't wearing it.
Hello, Andy?
Oh, great. Now even my own brother's here to testify against Antonio.
Andy, I was subpoenaed. Look, I didn't come to deliberately harm Antonio. I just came to say what I know. Look, there's something you may not want to hear.
Then don't even
but
say
have
it.
you given any thought to what you're going to do after this trial is over? I mean, what are you going to do? Spend the rest of your life going over to Statesville every weekend to visit?
That's not how it's going to happen. And don't bring it up again.
I'm sorry. Andy, you're my sister, and I worry about you.
Don't. Antonio's innocent. And I know this more than I've ever known anything in my life. Someone else killed Carlo Esser.
Here, this is Gannon. I will call you back. Well, okay, now, how about that lunch? Now, Rowan would be terribly disappointed if I have to eat it all by myself.
You know, it's bad enough that you're lying to me. But do you have to be so obvious about it?
Rachel, I am not lying.
No? You say things are one way, and then they're the exact opposite. Do you not care that there are lives on the line here?
No, wait.
No, I am so tired of trying to protect you.
Rachel, be quiet and listen to me. I don't know what you overheard or what you think you know, but there is nothing here for you to cover up. Now, are we going to have lunch?
You're still here.
Oh, do you think that I would be content leaving things the way they were?
I've already explained that I cannot help you. I don't know a Mr. Gannon, did you say? And if the gentleman received the letter with my name on it, it's because I am responsible for all the bank's correspondence regarding account procedures. My name is on the stationery.
All right, I understand.
As I was sure you would.
So I'd like to speak with someone who can help me.
I'm afraid I'm the only bank officer working today.
Fine, I'll be back tomorrow.
You're more than welcome to. But I don't think anyone will be here tomorrow either. It's Carnival, you know.
I'll be back.
Banco do Rio, Farino.
What did you think you were doing calling me?
My apologies, Mr. Gannon. I would not have, but I thought you should be informed. An American journalist was here, asking questions. This is why you're paying me, is it not?
Yes, it is. Forgive my temper.
Of course, I didn't tell her anything, but she claims she'll be back tomorrow to speak to someone else.
No, that's not good. I can't have the press snooping around.
Please, do not concern yourself. She will learn nothing.
Make sure she doesn't.
I mean, it's not as though it's the crown jewels or anything. It's just, you know, she never took it off, so I don't understand how it could just disappear. There I go again, yet another emotional outburst.
Oh, please, don't be silly.
I know you only caught a brief glimpse of my mother in the hotel corridor, so you couldn't possibly have noticed her personal effects or even have known what happened to them afterwards. I'm sorry I keep bringing it up.
It's all right, really. I lost someone a long time ago, my younger brother, and I needed something from him that I didn't get. A note. And I remember how I felt. Point is, I understand.
Thank you. Well, anyway, I think I've taken up enough of your time.
Well, thank you very much for the orchids. They're absolutely beautiful.
Well, I'm delighted to delight you with them.
So, how long are you going to be staying in Lambview?
Well, my plans are sort of open-ended at this point. I think I'm going to stay for a while.
Really? What could Lambview possibly have to offer you?
Well, it's perfectly situated between New York and Washington, so it presents a unique base for a multitude of business opportunities. And I don't think one should underestimate Lambview. It's a rather interesting place once you sort of dig under the surface. Anyway, thank you again.
Sure.
Antonio insists on testifying. You might as well enjoy all the home-cooked meals you can while we still have such fun.
Well, thanks. I think I'll do that.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you were
Tay
here.
and I were just on our lunch break going over my opening arguments, which I think are pretty good. And we figured that Hank's case is pretty much built on a house of cards, and we got enough to slow it down. So shall we go inside? Good. Go inside.
Hi, Antonio. I just wanted to offer you, your family, and all the beautiful people of Angel Square my full support. And to thank you in advance for your vote, which will help aid me in my return to the mayor's office.
Alex, please. Alex, this really isn't a time or place for a campaign, okay?
Oh, I'm just trying to spread a little goodwill. But of course, you have to get back to work, and so do I. Good luck, Antonio. Shall we?
I'm really sorry about that.
Oh, look at it this way. At least she's not your mother-in-law anymore.
No, she's not. It's a long story. Come on, let's go.
It's just me.
Hi. Hi.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You be strong. Right behind you, mijo. Gracias, mami.
All rise. Oyez, oyez. The Court of Common Pleas for the City of Lambview, Lantano County, is now hearing evidence and testimony in the matter of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus Antonio Vega. The Honorable Judge Ronald Carlavati presiding.
And furthermore, we will present evidence that clearly shows that Mr. Vega struggled with Mr. Hesser, and firing a single shot to Mr. Hesser's head, killing him instantly, when using the police service revolver of his girlfriend, Detective Andrea Harrison. We will also show that Mr. Vega then took the weapon and threw it over the side of the SS Orion into the Lantano River, where Carlo Hesser's body had also fallen. And then Mr. Vega left the ship. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have said that Carlo Hesser might not be the kind of man that most of us would even want to know. He was a major underworld figure, the perpetrator of crimes ranging from extortion to murder. In fact, one of the reasons Mr. Hesser was preparing to flee the country is that he got word that the authorities were about to arrest him the night he was killed. Now, then, some may see Mr. Vega as a hero, an avenging angel. But understand, the Commonwealth neither denies nor excuses Carlo Hesser's despicable crimes. But neither can the Commonwealth fail to bring a murderer to justice for doing away with a man who the law found, well, hateful. So now it is Antonio Vega who is facing justice in this courtroom. And the Commonwealth will show, beyond any reasonable doubt, that Antonio Vega committed murder in the first degree, willfully and with premeditation. And he must therefore be punished to the full extent of the law. Thank you.
Is counsel for the defense ready?
We are, Your Honor. Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen.
Where's my room?
This is it.
Okay, where's your room?
This is it.
This is it? We don't have another room?
Cassie, you weren't supposed to be here.
Okay, I'll call the front desk. That's all.
Cass, you're in Rio during Carnival. Why do you think I booked this dump in the first place? This is the best thing that the Banner travel staff could come up with. We're lucky to have a room at all.
Lucky is not an apt choice of words, Kevin.
You know, I get edited enough, so please just don't start with me.
Okay. I will deal with that later. Here, right. Come on.
Thanks. Now, just gotta figure out what our next move is. As soon as this room stops wobbling.
Yeah, our next move is you get some sleep and I go to the pharmacy and find some medicine that will...
No. That's not the most productive use of our time. Cass?
Yeah?
You know what I think we should do? I think I'm gonna lay here for a minute, and you can go get me some medicine for my head.
Okay, gosh. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Yes, I know. I sat here and I heard the story that the district attorney hopes you'll believe. A simple case of murder. A man did it in his boss. Well, you'll be hearing a whole bunch of stories during this trial. For one, the story that Mr. Gannon tried to gloss over. The story of Carlo Hesser, a murderous underworld figure whose crimes would make your blood run cold. He made a lot of money, and he made a lot of enemies, many of whom were on the SS Orion the night that Carlo Hesser was murdered. And then there's the story of Antonio Vega, El Leon, revered by the people of his community for driving out the gangs and the drug traffic that had plagued them and their children. A man of honor, a man of decency, who worked undercover for the police department while pretending to be Carlo Hesser's right-hand man. And then there's the story of how Antonio Vega came to be framed for the murder of Carlo Hesser. And not by the police department, not by the prosecutor's office, but by the victim himself. Because Carlo Hesser knew of his imminent arrest, thanks to the undercover work of Antonio Vega. And what better punishment for that kind of betrayal than to make it look as if Antonio Vega killed him. And then Carlo Hesser disappeared by fleeing the country. The prosecution will show you a videotape on which Carlo Hesser blames Antonio Vega for his own death. I mean, you've got to admit, Carlo Hesser had a great plan. I mean, he had every detail down, up to and including his, in the case of my untimely demise accusation. But Carlo Hesser was not as precise in his foretelling of the future as he thought he was. Because someone else, someone who knew of Carlo Hesser's plans, was on the SS Orion when Mr. Vega confronted Carlo Hesser. And that someone else picked up Detective Harrison's service revolver, shot Carlo Hesser, threw him overboard, and then sat back and watched while Carlo Hesser's carefully laid out plans played themselves out. And now, Antonio Vega stands in this courtroom accused of a crime that he did not commit. And that someone else, why, he's free. And he's walking the streets of Llanview. Or maybe he's sitting in this courtroom right now, laughing at us. So whose story are you going to believe? Mr. Gannon's or mine? Well, the fact is, you're not here to decide which story is true, but rather which story isn't plausible. The only question you should be asking yourself is, do I believe the prosecution's case? And do I believe it beyond a reasonable doubt? If, when you're given this case for deliberation, you believe for an instant that the prosecution isn't telling you everything that they know, or isn't proving everything that they claim, or if any aspect of any other story that you may hear during this trial strikes you as true, or even likely, then you are bound by the law that you're here to serve to find Antonio Vega not guilty of Carlo Hesser's murder. And I know that you will. Thank you.
You were great.
Very impressive.
We got a long way to go.
Court stands in recess. The jury is free for at least 1 hour. I'll hear motions when we resume in 20 minutes.
Bishop Carpenter.
Daddy, it's me.
Maggie.
I just spoke to Ian Armitage again.
I thought you weren't going to have anything more to do with the man.
Well, I am doing my best, but he's here. In fact, he's here to stay, at least for the time being.
You must keep your distance from him.
Not so easy. He's here at the palace, and you know something? I'm starting to trip over all my lies. Max almost found out that I was the one who called the front desk about Eleanor. I can't do this much longer.
Daddy, and with Ian in town, things are just going to get more and more complicated.
I don't see why there has to be anything more to it.
He keeps asking about his mother's locket. I remember seeing it on the floor that night that she died. Do you remember? He said you would take care of it.
And I did.
Well, he didn't get it. I guess anyone could have taken it. The police, the hotel staff, the airline who sent her body back.
You're right. Just about anyone could have it.
Hey, Rachel. You okay?
Yeah. I'm doing okay.
Yeah. It's kind of tough watching your folks go at it like that, isn't it? I know, you know, it's my wife in there and my best friend. I hate it. So I can understand how you must feel.
Thanks. Thanks, Bo.
Seems like we'd both be used to it by now, though, right?
You know, I really appreciate your concern, but it's, you know, the parents aren't the problem this time.
Do you want to tell me what's going on?
Watching the Vegas suffer through this nightmare, it's just so unnecessary, you know? It's...
Well, realistically, I think that we won't know whether or not that it is unnecessary until after the trial. Rachel, is there something you want to tell me?
Cassie? Cass!
Mom, this is where the hotel is, but I